Welcome back to my van build series. Today I am doing the windows. I'm going to attempt to put in one window in the back here. This one was already cut out by whoever owned this previously. It's a really small cutout. I actually have to cut out the whole part for the window I got. I'm really nervous to do this because I didn't even know what a jigsaw was until a few weeks ago when I started researching on how to put a window in. So we're gonna see how this goes. Nervous. This is the one part that I was afraid to do and I was really not looking forward to. I just don't want to mess anything up. I've got my Winston with me, of course. He's sitting up here in the front of the van while I work in the back. First, I'm going to put on these safety goggles because I don't want any of those metal shavings flying into my eye as I'm cutting into the metal. First, I'm going to start with drilling holes from the inside of the van because the line on the inside of the van is the exact line I want to cut out, but I have to cut it from the outside of the van. So once I drill the holes from the inside, I'm able to connect them on the outside and create the exact spot I need to cut. My dad was inside of the van directing me, helping me make sure I didn't go over the line I was supposed to go over, because if I did, I was going to hit a second layer of metal that I did not want to touch. After the hole was cut out, we had to go down and file the metal edges. I'm not really sure what this thing is, but my dad bought it and it worked amazing, way better than the hand file to file the metal down. After that, we went back over with the rust primer over the cut edges to make sure that it doesn't rust in the future. After the primer dried, we put the trim on around the cut. This was my favorite part. I don't know why, I just liked hitting it into the metal. And look at how good that cutout looks. I am so proud of these windows, you guys. I'm using bonded windows, which means that I'm actually just gluing them on after we cut the hole. So the next few steps were to put the primer on, let that dry. Then we had to put on the adhesive, which I don't know why, I was just afraid to do it. So I had my dad do that part. You're supposed to just apply one thin strip where the primer is. And then the final step is to just put the windows on. Once the window was straight, we pushed the window all the way on, and some of the adhesive came out of the bottom. I had to clean it up while it was coming out, and then it got all over my face, all over my hands. It was kind of messy, but I think we just didn't leave enough room at the bottom, and the adhesive fell through some of it, but it's all good. It looks good, and we did the other side, and both windows turned out really good, and it actually rained the day after we installed them, and no water got inside the van, so that's another good sign. After the back two windows were done, we started on the two side windows. These windows were a lot bigger and heavier, so I had my brother come over and help us also. This was day 3 of working on the windows. The first 2 windows each took a day in the back, but then the 2 side windows we got done in one day since there were 3 of us, and it's the same process for all of them, so by the third one we were pretty good at it. This one that I'm cutting now is on the driver's side, and it actually has an opening where you can slide the window open, and there's a screen covering it so that my cats can't get out, but I can let some air in. The curves of the window were the hardest part, so my brother went back over them and helped me clean them up on this window. You guys, I love how these windows turned out. Are you ready to see all of them? Here is a little shot of the whole van. This is the one with the slider and the screen on it, and then the back two. Look at how nice they look. I honestly never thought I could do something like this, so this is super exciting for me. And there's the 4th window, and that's my wrap up for my window video. Next, I will be installing my vent fan and my air conditioner.